Hi guys, welcome back to Reseller Dad. It's Brad, and today I'm going to go through some of the Wasgij puzzles that we've picked up from the boot fair. Most of them we're picking up for £1 or £2 each at the moment. Maybe last year we were picking them up a little bit more expensive just because we were going through COVID and the lockdown and everyone was into puzzles. Now sort of the time, if you've got them at home, the Wasgij puzzles, get them on just before Christmas because people are starting to pick them up and buy them now. For us, I've pretty much listed all of the ones today. I've got 2 more to list. So what I'll do is I'll set you up, I'll show you how I list them, and then we'll get them over to Mark, and then he can show you what he does at his end. For us as well, what we usually do is hand them out to the family to count. So because there's 1,000 pieces in the puzzle, we don't expect everyone to make them. That is a bit of a cheap way to get or make sure that we've got all the pieces in the box. My nan makes them, so for the first person to go to would be her, and then obviously if she wants to get rid of them or part of her collection, she'll keep hold of them or give them back to us and we pop them on eBay to sell on for profit. But because we make so much money in Wasgij puzzles, it's not really any issue just handing them out to family if they do want to make them, or like for example my nan who obviously collects them, then that's something that's quite easy to swallow up in the profits. Let me set you up, and what I'll do is I'll put you on the table and then you can see how I list these items before they go over to Mark. What you can see is I've popped the puzzle up against the wall. This one's the Christmas one that's going to be going out, and it'll probably sell closer to Christmas when everybody's sort of putting in the search terms Christmas and puzzles and gifts for the family. What I tend to do is I'll go onto the selling part of the app on eBay and press on the barcode, and if you can find the barcode, it's brilliant on items like these because it's so easy. Then I'll just pick on someone else's listing that they put together that's got the nice wording. So for example here we've got Christmas edition, which it is, making sure it's got a nice set of keywords. Click on used and then wait for it to load. Once that's done, I'll add 2 images. So a lot of people like to add a lot of images, but for me it's just making sure that you can sort of see what it is. So the front screen, you can sort of see for the front picture, I'm taking a picture of the box. I'll then flip it over so that they know what to expect, because obviously everybody's looking at the condition of the box. The puzzle is the puzzle, so whether it's in a box, in a bag or loose, so this one's loose, but obviously what we'll do is tape it up before it goes out, and then because we know it's got the exact amount of pieces in there, that will then go out to the buyer sort of as is. So I've taken the pictures, they've now loaded up. I then scroll down, all of the information is the same. What I then tend to change is to a buy it now. I put it in over the price, so it sort of says the trending price is around £4. That's not including delivery, so we know we'd already make a profit on that. But what I tend to do is put in £10, so it's way over the price that everybody's expecting. I'll schedule it for the end of the month, and then that is then done. So we've got a high price, it hasn't been listed yet, and what I then do is scroll down to the bottom and then list. So what that means is, once it goes over to Mark, he'll explain obviously at his end where he adds the SKU, changes the pricing to fit sort of the exact puzzle, make sure that we maximise our profit. So that's the Christmas one done. And let me bring you this one, which is a little bit different. So when we're doing this, we're again going back into the app, we list the item, press the barcode. We're now looking for the barcode, which again is in the same position. Sometimes they change depending on the year, so the newer ones are on the side, sometimes they're on the top on the old sort of first edition or the original editions. You can see a couple have come up. This is quite good because this one's got 2 puzzles in one, so in theory we should get double the price. So you're sort of looking at where the others were £4, it's now £8. What we then also find is that when we click on this and we click used, as much as there's two puzzles in there, we should be getting roughly around £8. We're also knowing that it's a carry-on puzzle. So if I take the picture, like the previous one, I'll take one at the front, flip it over, and I'll take one of the back, like so, and that's then done. Wait for those images to load. Whilst that's happening, I'll scroll down. So now we need to add exactly the same, turn it off of auction. We look at the online trending price, so already it's £13.90. So as much as I was thinking we can get double, which would have been £8 compared to the other Wasgij normal puzzle, the profit is way higher. So if we're paying £1–2 for a carry-on puzzle, these are the ones to look out for because they're going for £14. So for me, what I'll do, same difference, I'll go back in, put the price to £20, way over the asking price of what people tend to pay. Schedule it, save. I won't put a SKU in either. Mark's going to do that at his end, and then I'll list, and then it's scheduled. So now I'm going to stack them up. Okay, so I've done my side. I'm now going to lift them all the way downstairs. Try and do it in 3 goes, I reckon. It'll be quite easy as long as I don't fall down the stairs with all of them, because then it will be counting puzzles again. But yeah, so over to Mark for the rest of the journey.
Thanks, Brad. Hi guys, it's Mark again. So we're in my garage at the moment. We've literally just got back from picking up the stock from Brad's. As you can see, it's all down here ready to go. And what I'm going to do is take you through how we set up the SKUs, how I place the locations for the various different items, and start adjusting the prices so that they're actually more realistic to sell. So we're in my house right now. We're currently renovating at the moment, so everything's a bit of a mess. I've got stuff in here, stuff in my shed, stuff in my garage, but it's not usually this chaotic. It's actually usually quite organised. So the way we do our SKUs is that we give it the item a location, and then we give it a identifier itself so that we can quickly get that item when we need it when it's sold. So just to give you some examples, in the chaotic version of it, we've got things in various different boxes. So I've got top over here, I've got ST15 over here, I've got box 1 down there, so that gives me a very quick understanding of where these items are. So in my SKU I would set up ST15, that's my SKU number, and then each of the items inside of that box would be numbered, or letters, depending on what those items are, that would identify that item really quickly for me. So in the instance of the puzzles, as you can see down here, I've got a previous set of puzzles that we have for a previous batch, and actually they sold really well this last couple of weeks, so I've actually only got 3 of them left. I think we started with about 20 from memory. But you'll see they're in a bag that's got fruit on it, so ironically the SKU for those is fruit bag, and each of those puzzles got a number on them, so we'll put fruit bag dash number 16 or number 2, whatever it may be, and that just allows me to come in here really quick, really fast, grab what I need and get it straight in the post. Okay, so that explains how we set up our SKUs and how we set up our locations. Now I'll talk you through how we do our pricing. We do our pricing in various different ways. So the first thing we should do is look at what other people are selling it for. Seems obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people get this wrong. They just naturally think, well, it's probably worth this, so they put it on, and then they realise they're not getting any traffic. So it's important for us to be competitive against various other listings, but at the same time we have to appreciate we need to make a profit. So we're not always the cheapest, and we're very rarely the most expensive, but what we'll do is we'll put it on there at a price that we think is relatively sensible, and then we'll look to put offers and reduce pricing based on what we think is likely to sell and what isn't likely to sell. We also do that depending on the rarity of the item as well. As Brad said, there was 2 of those puzzles that he specifically said were rare, and actually we can utilise putting those on at a slightly higher price because they can make profit for the rest of the items that we might not necessarily get as much money for. So we very much work on a principle of averages. So if a batch has cost us £10 and we know we want to make £40 for it, we won't necessarily stick everything at an even split. We'll actually look to, you know, some items are worth, let's say two items are worth £25 between them. We know we only need to make up the difference of that, so we'll adjust our pricing accordingly to sell those items fast, knowing that the whole batch will make the profit that we're looking for.